Hey people, this is long overdue, but this is Nightmare Comics 1, my review of Captain America the First Avenger. I've not forgotten about these movie reviews, y'all. I've not forgotten about this channel. Just things have happened through, the past few weeks or whatever. But, I'm trying to be more active on here, as I said. And like this, I actually mean it. Let's see. Captain America the First Avenger. I'll just start by saying I love this movie. Like, I've seen it 5 times, I think. No, 6 times now. And, no, 5. Hold on, 1. Yeah, 5 times now. And, I fucking love it, man. Like, to me, it's, when it comes to quality, probably on the same level as Thor. And because this is Cap, I probably like this movie a little more than Thor, to be honest with you. Because if it wasn't for Batman, Captain America would be my favorite comic book character. Him, Batman, him, Wolverine, Punisher, a few other characters, but him and Batman are, my main two. And this movie was a great representation of everything Steve Rogers is, man. I thought that Chris Evans did a phenomenal job as Steve, man. Like, even before he's Cap, when he's just small, like, he sells that well. He sells that as a guy that just wants to help out. You know what I mean? And, I really like, reading Steve for years. Like, I got that same feeling I got when I read Steve. Like, he's just an inspiring figure. You know what I mean? He really is. Like, in this movie, he goes from being a small town kid. Well, he's not from a small town. He's from Brooklyn. But he goes from a New York kid that, is anxious, but he can't really do much to help anybody because he's small and he's sick and all this other shit is wrong with him. He can't pass a physical, so he can't get in the army. And, he just wants to do what he can for his country. And, someone sees heart in him, and they allow him to get his opportunity. And then he becomes Captain America. Like, he takes it. Y'all know the story of Cap. I ain't gonna get into the story of Cap. Y'all know the origin. This is what I thought of how they done it. I mean, it is an origin story. Y'all should know this. It's all leading to the Avengers movie. But by the way, this is not the best review. I just love this movie. I could just keep saying that, and that'll probably be my review. But I had one problem though. Only problem with the whole movie. Hugo Weaving did an amazing job as Red Skull. Like, better than anybody could ever expect him to do, definitely. If y'all hear TV, that's the other room. That's not me. But, sorry about that. But, yeah, he did a better job than I could ever expect anyone to do. Problem was that he wasn't in the movie that much. Now, is that really a problem or not? I wouldn't necessarily say it's a problem because, the focus of this movie was entirely on Steve, you know what I mean? So, it kind of was it, because, like, the conflict at the end, like, confrontation at the end, it just, between him and Skull, I just want a little bit more from it. That's kind of how I felt in Thor. That's, like, my only problem with Thor. Probably my only problem with this. I think it's kind of like the formula Marvel had for these movies. As it's fine because they're still all enjoyable, And, a lot of other people complain that there wasn't enough action in this movie. I say that if you ever read a Captain America story, which you probably haven't, but like, a lot of his stories really aren't action driven; they're more so character driven. I feel like this movie was character driven. Like, this was just Captain America brought to life, pretty much. That's why it did not bother me at all. And, like, the action parts were very important. You know what I mean? And then they had this one part where a lot of people complain about this. It had like a montage of after Steve saved the Howling Commandos, them going around and destroying these bases and stuff, and Red Skull getting pissed, not knowing what to do about Captain America, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. And a lot of people was like, well, they could have showed all the, they could have showed, them destroying those bases. They could have showed at least one. Well, I feel like they didn't really need to because, the main selling point was for you to realize that without Cap, they wouldn't have been able to destroy these Hydra bases. You know what I mean? And they pretty much conveyed that well. Like, that was the point. Get to it, move on to other stuff in the movie that was important. That's what they did. They really didn't waste much time in this movie. I think it's like 2 hours long, and they ain't waste any time. So I was cool with that. It didn't really affect me, but I know the ending when I went and saw this movie. Like the ending, like it was these females around me. It was like three chicks. They looked like they were relatively young, not like teenager young, but like early 20s, and they were like actually crying at the ending. Like they thought that was sad, and I thought it was sad, but I didn't cry. But they were like, so if you're not if you're a sucker for that type of stuff, it might get you. Like it got them. So it might get you. And it was emotional though. I did feel for Peggy, definitely. Um, I like what they did with the cube. I'm not gonna ruin it, but I definitely like what they did with it. It really leaves open the door for things in the future. Hopefully next year, a certain someone will be involved with the Avengers movie. I'm not really gonna ruin, but hopefully, I hope so because yeah, that'd be awesome. Um, Let me think. I like the way they did Bucky. Bucky was cool. Bucky was older, but like it was kind of like you just got to see it. It's hard to explain. Like I know a lot of people were they were kind of upset when they found that out, but I felt like it totally worked. I felt like this young Bucky probably wouldn't have worked in this movie, So and I think he died. Don't expect Winter Soldier. At least I think so. It looked like there's no window open. I think he's dead. Yeah, I don't think Marvel would do that down the road. It'd be cool. Since the second one I'm pretty sure would be set in modern times, which I'm pretty sure like whenever they make a sequel to Captain America, which they will, it'd probably be set in modern times. So don't rule out that possibility, but I doubt it. Howard Stark was cool. If you've seen the Iron Man movies and you expected, you wanted to know what Tony's father was like. That was, yeah, he's pretty much Tony. Yeah, man, I thought the movie was great. This is a terrible review, like I said. I really had no major problems with it, no movie breaking problems. I thought every actor did a good job, did what they were supposed to. I definitely recommend seeing this movie, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.